Yo, what is up? It's your boy Spaz, starting you a little bit behind the scenes. Just to let you know, I can't hear no music. This is the volume that I have it at, right? Like if I was to go down, it'd be nothing, one up with a little bit of drawback. I can't hear nothing. This is usually the volume I play it at. So ahead of time, sorry if in editing it does not sound like it is in the background, but rather in the foreground with us. Is the music in the room with us? Absolutely. So, enough of that. We have a couple of games today for you. So, it is going to be week 2 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! X Pokemon Draft League that I am going to start calling the 5D ZA. Particularly because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, 5Ds nuts in your mouth, and Legends ZA combined. So I figured, 5D ZA should be pretty smooth to say out. So I will call it the 5D ZA Draft League per recording. So thank you for everybody playing. We have a good amount of games. We do have one forfeit win, unfortunately, but not to say that we are at any lack of games today, because we have a whole bunch. Like we have a best of 3 plus, that. So starting off, just to give you a rundown of what we're doing, we have ultimates this week of, certain players. They can pop their ultimate, which based on this warning, has happened. So I'll pop the ultimate here. So you can pause if you like. I'm gonna have it flip real quick, but just a basic rundown of the ultimate Duvy has in play. It is giving Skitty a base total of a lot of EVs in every stat. Basically, it's a balanced Hackmon, minus having access to every move. Rather, it can have access to any priority move it likes, as well as having maxed out EVs. So Duvy activates Luna Chaos Kitty, so it allows an LC Pokemon, aka Skitty, to gain a permanent stat boost across all stats and may terrestrialize and learn any priority move. The LC Helper Pokemon may also terrestrialize, learn any priority move, and fully max out 4 of its stats. LC Helper is only limited to 5 uses though. So they didn't bring their LC Helper. Their LC Helper is Charizard. So yeah, that's clutch here. Let's see if Ace activated any. Nope. I know what Aces is. Can't wait to see it being activated. But yeah, the ultimates are basically hidden until activated, so you don't know what you can expect. But expect a lot of fun stuff from this video. I will try to keep up with the ultimates here. And yeah, starting off, I love Ace's team. Again, very ace coded. I swear, if he calls this a hamburger, bro, it's closer to a hot dog. Like it's whatever. Anyways, that's my boy Thoroughbred. Very, very nice team, I think, from Ace here. Not to put Duvy under the runner here. Like these stats outside of all of these are phenomenal. Like Glaceon has base 110 in a stat, base 130 in a stat. Bonus points if you know which stats those are. You got Masquerada being the fastest thing in the battle here. Skitty cannot be slept on. Like this thing has an amazing move pool. And can terrestrialize, has access to things like extreme speed, first impression if you need to be, fake out, stuff like that. Crocodile looks pretty good here. Earthquake is not resisted, but this thing can be a problem. It's really bulky, surprisingly, if you could get it right. Same with this here. Halucha, very fast mon, not the best attack stat until it gets a SD and throws out whatever it wants, and Blastoise being very good glue, like just being able to flip turn, rapid spin, or even shell smash. Very good mon all across the board. As far as leads, Ace did lead Terrapagos last game. Rocks do look good here, especially like if Sash, to chip that down, not the most needed. Otherwise, this probably leads off to U-turn to break this. Um, this would be crazy if it was Scarf, because I think this is going to always be Scarf to outspeed, +1, and triple axle into the team. But this does have access to Flame Body, so that could be clutch for the Meowscarada as well. Only fearing a knockoff for the most part. And you do have Pursuit access, so I could see maybe another Scarf on this too. Interestingly, you could Fake Out as well as lead this into Terapagos lead. So I either see T-Spikes being good here if it has it, this being a lead, or this being a lead, this being a cheeky lead between two. Let's get it on. So, Suspiciously Sick Cat. Alright, Ollie comes in to... I'm not going to pronounce that. Darkest Lariat comes out into the Body Slam. Body Slam is nice move, potentially paralyzing the Crook. So, they're actually risking the paralysis with the bulk up here. And you are leftovers. Oh, Roar, very ace move. And the knockoff comes off to get off the heavy duty boots. So, with heavy duty boots, I can expect rapid spin. So, mono normal, I expect. You do have rapid spin on things like Starmie too, though. But this thing loves having its Terra Shell intact. Like, I cannot hear any music, but I'm hoping you guys do. So, Cheeseburg comes in with the body press. Very, very good body press. You are going to be faster. You are going to be bulky. I'm guessing full investment in defense. Yawn is very good too. Allows stuff to shape around the rocks and gets whittled down. Protect is going to allow the water spout that is +2 boosted to just get doused by nothing. Alright, so Starmie comes in here to get off a Thunderbolt, and you have 1 extra turn to sleep. He slept 3 turns. Very fortunate for Ace here. Sorry, my bad. I think I skipped some turns there or had it paused. But yeah, I was saying the amount of turns this thing is asleep is very unfortunate. I'm not sure if that got played off yet, but Miss Booty is faster. Moss Booty, I love that name. But the Thunderbolt is going to be able to 2-hit KO from that range as well. So, unfortunate 3-turn sleep. U-turn in on Stepdad, and is it Rocky Helmet? Okay, no, but we do see the Life Orb there. So this thing could also have Sticky Hold. Alright, so Cheeseburger comes in to resist the hit. And we know that it can switch up moves as well, but Yawn is going to be there too. So forcing out the Crook into Cupcake and getting the Wish off, Wish Protect, Yawn, and Body Press. So phase heavy and just heavy just in general because that bulk. So Yawn's going to happen again. So as long as there is not a Pokemon slept, Ace can keep spamming Yawn. However, there is no Sleep Clause activated here. Like, there is Sleep Clause per the rules, so you do have to be careful as to not, you know, carelessly spam sleep. So Defog Lucha Despacito comes out with another Yawn from the Cheeseburger. I hate that name. Stop calling it Cheeseburger. Jim Crow, I'm guessing because of the mustache. Funny. Florgato does have the ability to switch up attacks. Fire Lash, I love that move. So that just might as well be a 2-hit KO. Throwing out the close combat, lowering the defense even more for the Thunderfang to chomp up what I call Jim Crody. Like Jim Crody for, you know, Halucha, whatever. So we do see Fake Out. We see the Terra Normal as well. Extreme Speed is going to do a lot off that crit. Just a good amount. In Glare again from Ace. From Assist. Unsure. Rocks goes back up just cuz. Last Resort. Skitty gets a kill. Kind of sus right there. because I mean, you could hit it. You went for rocks, which I don't think matters here, because poison move probably kills that. I mean, depending on the type it is, right? Because flower trick, boom, 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 body press, bug. I mean, I could see it doing something, but not really, especially since, yeah. So last ditch rocks, very late game. Into 1,000 arrows, Skitty does live that very nicely. Last resort, I love that. So we see the fake out extreme speed, last resort. So this Skitty is to not be played with, especially if it lives, because last resort Terra is doing mad work. So extreme speed off of this, fire lash into that, and El Forgato. Okay, Forgato. I thought it was floor. My bad. Like flower, floor, whatever. But nicely done by Ace. This is game 1 of a 2 out of 3 battle because a card activated. So let me go ahead and tell you the card here, because I do have that access and knowledge. Okay, so Ace activates another one. So it makes the battle a best of 3 series. If used in playoffs, it will be a best of 5 series. So this is, of course, week 2, and he's allowing Duvy to. This is a trap card. Duvy to redeem themselves in a best of 3 series here. And he's also activating Hero's Claws. So you draft Finizen. You may use Palafin in that week's battle. Any KOs it achieves counts towards this effect. After 3 KOs, Finizen permanently evolves into Palafin. If the requirement is not met, Finizen remains unevolved. This card, or the card, is discarded after use. While using this effect, Palafin cannot receive any stat boosts except from a continuous or ultimate card spell. Alright, so one of those matters, which is another one. So we get to see another one. So Ace does bring Palafin. So they have Finizen drafted on their draft team, but they can use Palafin in this week's battle. Okay, so nice. If this gets any KOs, Ace gets a permanent Palafin, which can be very scary. So they are able to switch up teams here, as seen by Duvy, adding the Charizard behind the big, massive hammer that Tinkaton has here. And Tinkaton is covering up the fact that this Mon has more than 510 EVs, as well as access to all priority moves, as well as Terra. So the same thing this was doing, this could do, but with already better base stats. So I'm not going to go into it on which might lead here. Let's get it on. So we see the Forgato lead. Palafin switches out to get the hero form. So Stepdad seems like the go-to switch in for Meowscarada. We do see the Shell Smash. And we see Mirror Herb. So, per that card, that's illegal. This can't boost its stats. The Mirror Herb is boosting its stats, but it cannot boost unless it's by a continuous or some spell. So this ends up in a forfeit loss or some ruling. But yeah, very scary. Very well played if this was legal. But Pinkle Dinkle comes in, fakes out, gets a little bit of chip. So we don't see that it is leftovers because it was Mirror Herb, of course. Getting that Drain Punch off and then into the Jet Punch. So very good mixed set. Flower Trick comes into Stepdad here. Getting the critical hit. Very lucky, very lucky. Knock off, and it cannot be removed because that's sticky hold. So T-Wave on Stepdad is very nice into the team that Ace has. It's not necessarily the fastest, with base 100 being the fastest mon that it does have. Zard is in. Zard in on Ice Beam. The fact that this gets Ice Beam, lovely, right? T-Wave, doesn't matter. But you are getting the Black Sludge healed off. Now, Knockoff will do the extra damage, even though you do have your item staying on. So that's very fortunate. Mud Shot, very ace move. Just adding insult to injury. And this is coming in likely to just get off the kill. Okay, nope. So we're just healing this off a little bit. It's funny that this has the ground ice coverage. So maybe getting it in range for Zard to just kill that. Unfortunately, not enough, and it is going to get T-waved. And Flare Blitz is going to knock that out. So Skitty 2 in on Palafin. Palafin in Skitty 2 just choose to not do anything on that turn. But both priority moves comes out into that as well. So Terrapagos is in. Terrifying. And you have the Cosmic Wish Skitty here. A lot of para on Ace part. Rightfully so, because the team is fast. Alright, Body Slam again. Cosmic Power. This seems like it is the same set, possibly. It does seem very iffy right now for Ace in this position. Because you have Skitty just boosting up. On top of having possibly a Violite. Like, this is very scary. I love seeing this. And this is just... why physical Terrap? Dragon Dance here. Now, you don't have any boost aside from the Terra normal that you just got. So that's pretty good. Last Resort, meaning that its whole moveset has been revealed, is going to do some dang damage. Almost there to 2-hit KO Zygarde. And Zygarde doing nothing at +3. That's insane. So Gem Crow comes out here. Fire Lash into that. And the Paralyze. Unfortunate, especially with the crit. So you do have the Wish. You do have the Protect. So the good thing about this here too is that Last Resort is a physical move. So if this does have something like Flame Body, being that it is paralyzed right now, it cannot get burned. So Skitty's on its way to 2-hit KO everything, if it can move. But unfortunately, it cannot in that instance. So Body Slam comes out and does a good amount of damage. Body Slam again. Now, Skitty has to fulfill all the conditions once more in order to use Last Resort. So it doesn't seem likely that Skitty will get any more kills because Last Resort is its only move. So it's unclickable unless it clicks the other 3 moves here. So that is game. Oh, we have Manectric here. New addition. Foregoing the Meowscarada. And we have Mega Absol here. As well as Palafin. So Palafin, I believe, did get the required amount of kills, but being that it did unfortunately use the Mirror Herb, as hype as that was, it might not have counted towards it. So here we have this. And Palafin goes right into hero form by switching out. Despacito gets a +2 attack, which does do a lot, but it's pushed back by the roar. So Yawn into there. This is game 3. Okay. So Yawn Roar, forcing that out. Duvy might have taken a page from Ace's book. Ooh, please tell me that is Rising Voltage. The other sucky thing is that with Yawn, you don't have the best compatibility inside terrain or chemistry, because you cannot get slept. So All Might comes in here, gets flinched by Pinkle Dinkle, And Drain Punch is going to do a little less than half, 40% on the exact. Hitting that T-Wave, hitting that Rocks, hitting nothing. So, twice. Despacito's in, gonna risk the para. And Jet Punch is there to kill it too. So, I can see that Hail Mary. However, it is pretty early in the game. And yeah, just Palafin does a lot. So, change up, I believe, from Ace here, adding Ice Punch, or at least they had Ice Punch. And didn't reveal it last game. So, Glare into the All Might. Do we see a move? We see Fake Out. So Palafin does not get to move. Gigaton is going to do the most amount of damage for what it's working with right now, because you only have Fake Out and Giga. Alright, so we see Flip Turn once more. So Shell Smash set 2. Love the name. So Ascendant Wrath, or Wraith right here. I'm not sure if that's a reference to anything. So it was a Violite. So oof, this thing just keeps getting paralyzed. But Hyper Voice being very special this time around. Being able to attack right off the bat and behind subs. So unfortunate that it did not get the kill there. Might have been a roll, but they choose to sack it to get the wish off into maybe Zygarde or Palafin for the kill. So yeah, they allowed this to go down, which is good for Duvy. Hence, I guess, the question marks. Yeah, so this comes in, it gets the heal off that Drain Punch as well as the wit. Wait, am I lying? Where's your wish? Okay, wish, paralyze. Okay, so wait, did you hard switch? No, you let it go down. Okay, yeah, you didn't get the wish off. It was it faster? Yeah, Cupcake was faster while paralyzed. Or am I lying? I'm lying. All right. Anyways, back to the match. We have Drain Punch getting it back to green, but putting it down in between that green, which is 24 half from what it was. Drain Punch on this mon is scary. Like, keeping this alive any longer is scary. Going for the belly drum, hoping for the para. So you do have Jet Punch there, which could be kind of sus right there, right? Especially at 50. You choose the Ice Punch. Like, it could have been Pasho. It could have been a Resist Berry, which means that's why they chose to not go Water Move, or even Weakness Policy, because you have to remember this Zard does have above 510 EVs, so it could be definitely invested into bulk, because I guess 1 HP stat, 2 speed, 3 attack, and the other either special defense or defense, which would make sense here. So yeah, gonna activate that Citrus Berry there, and Extreme Speed comes out. Now this doesn't have access to Terrestrialization, but you have access to Acrobatics. So Acro is going to kill everything here, and likely Extreme Speed getting the KO here. Alright, so very well played. Very, very heat sets. I'm going to keep from viewing the team. Am I? I don't know. Am I lying to myself? Hey, yo, chat, should I look at it? Alright, we're going to see. So yeah, look at this, just to show this off. This is legal for Skitty here. This is okay, you know? This is very nice. Despacito, boom, boom, with the Limber. Limber was nice as a adaptation for Duvy because of the pair spam. You had T-Wave, Glare. This had T-Wave. You have Body Press. You have things like Body Slam. So very smart move, I think, by Duvy there. Big props. Skitty number 2. So you have Spidef with HP. So very well put. Especially for the things like Terapagos, which could be special. This which could be special as well. Yeah. Pingle Dinkle, Bam Bam Bam, Evil Jolteon. Okay, Electric Terrain. So Dewey seems like they played to oppose Ace's shenanigans with Sleep and Para, which is a very smart move. All right, on to the second battle. This battle is 26 minutes, but 3 games. I think we're making good time. All right, this game is Tails versus Thorson here. All right. Tails started off the ultimates by using Skull Dark Chain Smoker. Alright, so this allows you to draft any Dark or Ghost type Pokemon from the board that is A or B tier. That Pokemon gains the ability Illusion and can use the moves Darkest Lariat, Fiery Wrath, Ruination, and for every 4 kills it gets, you may substitute 1 Synchro Material with this Illusion Pokemon, up to a maximum of 3 substitutions, which allows for 12 kills total. So, this is no magician, but it is an illusionist rather. I ate with that. That's a bar. So, Hoopa, the illusionist, can very well form into any of these Pokemon here. Having the ghost type is really good, especially like if you have U-turn, which you don't have U-turn on these, I believe. I don't know if this gets U-turn, but this gets Mega Horn. I don't see any bug moves coming out. Maybe Signal Beam at the very least. But yeah, this could be quote-unquote disguised as any other team member here. So I won't get too much in the thought of what it could be disguised as. But yeah, I had made the base idea for this ultimate. And then it did get, yeah, some changes, which seem to be, or might be chaotic. So let's see the chaos ensue. You got 3 flyers here potentially. Don't see T-Spikes being too much. You could be grounded to absorb said T-Spikes, which is very good for type null in this in the long run. This being the fastest mon out there, especially with access to booster energy, does do a hefty amount, but you cannot ignore this thing behind this blimp, as well as the blimp itself. Now, you don't have the greatest special defense on this team. You do have the Violite, and you have Ampharos, which can be pretty bulky, I think. I don't recall for sure. But Water Spout last game did damn damage at that. This team seems like it does need setup to get rolling, especially if Tropius is Dragon Dance Harvest. I could see Leech Seed being very annoying for this team here too, especially in front of Bayonet. But Bayonet is Bayonet in a very good gimmick. So very solid team here, very tricky team here. Leads could be, you do have Parting Shot, or no? Yeah, maybe no. Lead Gloom, or Illusion Hoopa, or even Scarf this. Lead Ampharos, you do have the Mega. You do resist that. Mega Ampharos early is very good. I would like to see Mega Ampharos. And we get Iron Boulder out the gate. So Cork Drive off the rip. Stacks comes in, gets hit by the Psycho Cut crit, and the debris is up. Earth Power is going to do a good, close to 75%, bringing it down to a third of its damage. So Bayonet is in, likely the Shadow Sneak to get the kill here. You do also have access to Pursuit, so that is a good trap there. But there is no longer Toxic Spikes or Prankster in play. You do have the Poltergeist that does a hell of a lot of damage to Annabelle. Being able to 2-hit KO, so Type Null's getting in there and getting out the wheezing. So Type Null, hitting the knockoff. You do have the Violite. And there was a Pursuit. Wait, what? Okay, yeah. All right, so I did call the Pursuit. I did call the Signal Beam. Not off of that, though. Signal Beam, very clutch for the Hoopa. All right, so Bayonet, Mega, Annabelle, which came true off of the Dusk Umbreon. So knockoff there, Pain Split there, is going to be able to survive another attack. but is gonna miss one attack as well. All right, Big Fish comes in, getting a little bit of damage, decent damage, but you do see the leftovers, and you have the block. Okay, so good, good call there. Block, soak. I love stuff like that. So who's trapped with who? Infestation plus block. Very funny. What you call it there? So Thunderbolt's gonna be doing a lot unless this thing can heal up in some way past the infestation, which rest is going to be the way. T-Bolt is doing a good amount, up to about 30% of damage. Hoping for some type of oh, is this pressure? No. Wait, what? Did it say it was pressure? Okay, yeah, it is pressure, but it is only told through Weezing's ability. So funny to see Weezing toxic, right? I love that Tails cooked this up. This is very heat. I wish I was giving heat ratings out here. Holy snooze fest. Unfortunate that that does go down, but very fortunate that this will stay poisoned, and it goes down in the next turn here. But however, you do have the pain split. So Strange Steam gonna be the move there. They do get confused. Silver Chariot is gonna get this attack boost. So if this was a speed boosting attack, or speed boosting booster drive, whatever, the reason that it did get the Spatek boost over the speed was because you started stacking that. So booster activating after the fact is going to boost your most potent attack stat at that time. So like if you were to come in on webs, then activate booster energy, and you were booster speed initially based on those stats, it's gonna boost the highest stat after those drops. Same in regards to the boosting the higher stat after this goes off and stuff like that. So yeah, just a little bit of knowledge. Pretty good counterplay if you do play that right or intentionally as well. So this is not gonna outspeed anything on the team that is gonna be Scarf, but I don't really see Scarf coming out here, so this is likely the fastest mon here. All right, so we do get the Moonblast into the Tropius, dropping off the edge of the earth. It is confused, but it is going to get 2 Moonblasts there. And not megaing that, likely to avoid like more guaranteed KO. But yeah, that is going to be GG. Unfortunately, this is not the end. So Air Slash, is it Hoopa? All right, Incognito wants to get a kill off, doing a good amount of damage. Now, if you flinch here, unfortunately it dies. It does flinch, and yeah, just getting out. I don't know how much the wish is gonna do if you do get the heal off, right? Because you can baton pass. Yo, the Resto Chesto Moltres. Okay, very scary hours indeed, because flinch is still on the table. Air Slash is doing a decent amount. However, you can heal off and you can also miss, which does happen. Thorsian could definitely come back, but it is also, yeah, like this thing is very def bulky naturally. Yeah, Tails admits that they did try to get that kill with Hoopa, but just to allow itself to be synchro material for extra. All right, an extra agility there, just to allow itself to spam attack moves without in between wasting PP. And we do have 16 PP on Wish here. Dumbreon. So unless something does happen here, like this is unfortunate, because if you do not kill it, it does get another attack boost. It is not Nasty Plot though. Oh, Toxic. Oh, okay. Yeah, same. But I do like the Chesto Resto rather. And you have, I'm guessing 6. Yeah, 6. You do have the rest, and you force yourself to sleep. You can come in with Umbreon, aka Incognito. You can get the 2-hit KO. Oh, Choice Scarf. Yo, okay. This was nice. That's checkmate, unless you flinch. Alright, so Wish. Tails really wants to kill on this Hoopa. Like, you can put this in the position to lose more PP. Like, I cannot hear no music, y'all. I'm hoping you guys can. We do see the flinch. But yeah, I do love the set that Thorson did bring here. I do not fault them for doing it at the least. So using that one sleep turn to get off the trick was very tricky. Knowing that it wouldn't outspeed rather than, you know what, why not just get rid of this? Yeah, I know you're not going to struggle, but you're going to get in Hoopa for the kill. And I think you get it in here. Because this is faster. And you're at 61. Okay, so it won't 2-hit KO itself. The illusion wears off. Alright, turn 69 is going to be the turn that Incognito gets the kill. So, very neato from both. Very cool, very cool. Do I care to see anything here? No, not really. If you guys care, boom, here you go. I'll let you see. Feel free to stop and stuff. But yeah, very fun looking game from them. All right, next game here. All right, so we have Wiild versus Pizzaharald. So I'm sorry if this causes more chaos, but I originally came up with an idea for Pizza's ultimate here. It seemed to have gotten out of control by, you know, some unforeseen buffs that I didn't have control of. But, you know what, chaos nonetheless. So, Pizza activates Sacred Crimson Dragon. So, they get to add any dragon team to their team that is in the A to C tier. That dragon is allowed access to Sacred Fire and Clangorous Soul as a custom move, in addition to have access to Terror Dragon or Fire. Consider this Pokemon S if used for Synchro Material for a Dragon type or Fire type Pokemon. So, yeah, that's what Dracovish is just doing here. So, not only does it have access to the move Vicious Rend, which is a reason it got banned, right? You can boost all of its stats with the Omni Boost, as well as giving it coverage like Sacred Fire. There's only one person to blame here. Blame Danny. I'm just kidding. Welcome Danny back as well. This is your personal shout out. And into Wild's team here, I believe this is a Mega Raichu as well. And Wild has yet to activate their ultimate, so just that one there. Very good looking team. You got your Fire, Water, Grass core. I think Wild is very good at drafting mons or just having the base sense of chemistry, you know. I can see that. I hope this is actually the Mega. So you have a scary team here. Everything here is actually very scary. You have Savali, which could be, I believe, any type. You have Zoror, which could be very fast. You have Jirachi, which can hack you to death. You have, like, Pizza loves shenanigans, from my view. Like, they they wanted a stench population bomb mousehold. Get out of here with that. You also have Bruxious, which is their AC assist, which did some great work last week. I believe it was banded with Wave Crash. And you have Hydreigon, which is very good. Anything it wants to be. Physical, special, support, whatever. So lead could really be anything. You could scarf this, you could scarf this if you're cheeky, scarf this, but I'd rather you, no, this ain't scarfed. Savali being a decent lead as well. You have Defog. Lead here, I can only see Lando as a lead here, really. Raichu maybe if it's like cheeky, if it's not mega. Other than that, Rocks does look good here for them. They don't have any way of getting rid of Rocks aside from Defog on Altaria in Lando, which can be set up by this. This actually has Rocks too. So yeah, let's see what goes on. Violence. Here's the fish terror. Which fish? We have fish and Zish, Bruxish. Dracofish? Yes. Ikantera. Dragon or fire. Yeah. And you don't have to reveal. So, Surf comes out from three of them things. That's a crazy name. I believe that is possibly Scarf. Especially for the Lando. Sacred Sword comes out on Baby Flying Arceus. Or Arceus. Multi-attack doing a good amount. So that multi-attack is going to be sheesh, heavy hitting. Alright, Entei is messed up. Chud didn't build correctly. Haha, jokes on you. Lips needs kills. Alright, took a shit so bad, made the set shit. Felt I do build a lot on the toilet and in the shower. Back to this though. Megahorn on Keldeo for very good coverage. We have Snarl there too for Lando and other things. Interesting move. We see the Stealth Rock comes out on three of them things. I'm going to have the most fun saying this. Earth Power into Earth Power. Confirming my thought on Scarf, but getting dropped on the sword. So Lips comes in, likely to Scarf. Yep. Scarf Crunch. So Crunch was a good mid-ground play. Being able to hit basically anything, especially this for super effective damage. But the kitty gets earthquaked by Lando. So wait, was that a read? Because boom, you switch out because of the Intimidate drop. So yeah, Earthquake is just the move to be made here. So likely sack, as well as knockoff. Alright, so Bruxish is back in. Water seems very good. Into Ice Fang. Good read there. So double Ice Fang is going to kill the Altaria. Racking up, I believe, 2 or 3 KOs thus far. So here they're likely to try to set up on Entei. Unfortunate freeze, but you do have the fortunate Lumberry for the Trailblaze, which is very scary. However, this does die in one hit. Crimson Dragon does terrestrialize into fire, avoiding the fire type burn that comes with it. Fire type burn. Citrus Berry, very smart. Getting a little bit of heal, getting that extra chip off onto the Psychic Fangs. So we have possible Sacred Fire here into the Heat Proof. Love seeing that. Do see the burn. What do we see next here is Endure. Endure is very nice. Whoa. So that Vicious Rin was not boosted because Endure did go off because of the priority there as well. We don't see an item necessarily. We could see Strength Sap. Getting this back up all the way to full, nerfing its attack damage, as well as, I don't believe this has Destiny Bond. But a Last Ditch Shadow Ball could also be the move. However, being that you might want HP on the Rachi, if you do have Shadow Ball, which you do, might go for the Custap Strength Sap. But the Vicious Rend here, the idea to do Vicious Rend was very smart. Because Sacred Fire is still going to do more based on the attack in Terra Boost. But very interesting. So fortunate from them, they didn't allow them to get Custap if Custap. Lando comes in, dies to the Vicious Rend, and this might very well be the end. Unless we see the fake out. Nope, we see the Vicious Rend and damage. So, who allowed this? Was it me? I can't very well say that I did. Is it funny? Maybe if I'm not playing against it. Yes, very much so. You cannot burn this thing. Like, the best thing for it is to chip itself down. While, yeah. Tucking your toe between your ass, whatever. Alright, next game. Alright, so we have an Alolan Vulpix and iLiseq. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Please feel free to correct me, please. Alright, do we have any activations here? And no, this is gonna be a game. So very, very like legendary heavy, or like late game catching heavy, as well as Drampa and Bronzong. Amazing Draftmon in my team, in my opinion. Versus a very wait, let's switch this up. I said there was no ultimates used, right? Haha, joke's on you. Go home, you're drunk. Is used. So that gets activated. This was another card that I crafted here. So the ultimate is triggered by bringing a creative Pokemon, aka a cat Pokemon, aka Hemoglobin, which is Fairy Fire, into a battle. So the Mon will be added to the draft team after battle, of course, and this Pokemon will be considered an A tier for 3 consecutive games throughout the remainder of the draft. If you are able to affect your opponents with paralysis, freeze, confusion, or have them miss an attack, which means they cannot move based on paralysis, like or they're frozen solid, or if you hit yourself in an attack, not just the status, but they have to be affected by the status, or just overall miss an attack from the op. They may draft a second creative Pokemon that will be considered S tier. So I love that this popped. So yeah, very much so. Leading off though, I could see Bronzong not with this there. What am I thinking of? Maybe this. You don't have any immunities, so I would say Thunderous lead. And it seems very good into them first per se. If this thing could Terra Fairy, so this is gonna appreciate any sun based off its Ivy Cudgel, doing a lot of damage, especially if it does get the crit off. Them leading Sam just sounds right. They only have defog on Finny and Thunderous. Wait, this gets defog too. In this, does this get defog? I feel like this gets defog. Well, whatever. Rocks, they do have hazards. Let's get this game going. So, the fuck is a Hemoglobin? Good luck, have fun. But iLiseq is very familiar with creative Pokemon. Just not so in depth. Same with me. Like my last creative Pokemon that I seen was the Necronomicon book, and I believe they actually had a hand at creating some creative Pokemon. So pretty dope. So Raging Bolt is from Sada. Activate. Go home. You're drunk. I love this. The fuck that means. Means he can breed a cat Pokemon unannounced. Oh, okay, cool. So very well done by Vulpix here, just letting their op know what's going on. So Sam does come out, Thundy goes out, did call it. Let's get Spiky, gets brought down to the sash and gets in balls. Whoa. So should not care about whatever is going on. Rocky Helmet prevents this spike from going up. So that was very well done. That was very well done. So no spikes or hazards from them based on that first turn interaction. Because, and this did get nerfed in Gen 10, I believe, or Pokemon Champions at the very least. Spikes will go up, but in Gen 9, or ZA rather, if you hit something and you take damage before the spikes go up, they do not go up, friend. So good way to avoid that, especially if you want an extra slot where defog would be. So Hemoglobin comes out, gets to bulk up, but Scald on that is going to be super effective, so that's why they switch out. And Kitsune comes out here from Alolan Vulpix, and you turn off on that. So maybe to put the fear into something. Also, Weather Ball here. Grandpa is Mega. You do have access to Cloud9 prior to Mega Evolution. So that could have been a option there, but you also have Berserk. So not giving a dang, not giving a damn. Dram just hits a Hyper Voice, doing a wham, 60%. So switching into this, you do have Earth Power, which is a good call. Photosynthesis is going to bring it into special attacking. So, and also this special attack boost off the Draco. Get a snack, gets packed, put down, as well as its special attack. So it's going to switch out, going into Bronzong, going up from the growth. The Menace is here, going to make you croak from the Weather Ball, fire boosted. So we can determine off this debug menu it was not heat proof. So a ground move from them, possibly Earth Power, but yeah, can't really say. I do think heat proof would have been nice, but I mean, it's boosted. Sludge Bomb is gonna bring that down, plus with the added damage from Life Orb there, is gonna do a good amount. So Psychic there for Nope, which was intended for Venusaur. Draco Meteor is gonna be another Nope for the immune Tapu Fini. Drought comes out, light screen goes up. Encore, put another screen up, you know, put another up. So switching out, switching in, the Menace and Thunderous here. So Weather Ball is going to do about half, 44 exactly. That screen doing a very good amount. So based on if it was a roll or not, this very well could have died in from Life Orb Weather Ball. Interesting. Hemogoblin, go home, you're drunk. All right, so giving people a heart attack off of the jump scare reveal, you get the suppressed water damage off on that. Trailblaze is nice to have there, especially for Finny, but Finny has the weakness policy, which is also very nice for it. The Shell Bell is very smart because you're getting HP before you're getting so you're getting HP right then and there, opposed to the end of the turn, which can definitely make a difference, as well as Misty Terrain being up in sun, blinding you from the fact that is up. Like, if I had a shot, if you had to take a shot, every time you seen somebody throw out a status move in Misty Terrain, I would have to say, go home, you're drunk. Oh, I can highlight that. That's cool. So, good amount of kills coming off of go home, you're drunk. And another interaction there, right? So, you got the Rocky Helmet, which procced first before you did heal, right? So crazy stuff. So you're at +1/+1/+1. This thing isn't the fastest, but extreme speed does make it that. So you get the HP there, and you see the Ivy Cudgel. That definitely could have mattered, right? Because you're getting the HP before you get attacked, meaning you can live another day, which is very good for hemoglobin here. Healing off only 4% may not be a lot, but it definitely mattered, or it could have mattered, you know. So knock off going into Nope, Assault Vest, Draco. So clicking Draco for the very fact that if this comes in, it could get healed. Why did I say Grandpa? So unsure of the other attacks here. Gonna let it go down. And Thunderous here is going to take the KO off of the Volt Switch. So very well played by iLiseq and Alolan Vulpix. I love the Shell Bell there. That was actually a very good move. Unsure what else it had, but the extreme speed, by the way, was pixelated. So it was a fairy type extreme speed. So you do have Intimidate off of that jump scare, hemoglobin, and own tempo. This game, last game of the Stardust division. All right, so we have Zach, aka Dundaddy, versus this very dope custom, which is Endless. So Endless does have the Mega Crab, as well as the Iron Thorns. So Iron Thorns is here off of another one that I kind of crafted here. Endless activates the Mana Steel. So for 3 rounds, you draft Iron Thorns to your roster, which has to be shiny. So if it's not shiny, forfeit win. It can terrestrialize into Steel type, and it can have one of the following abilities: Earth Eater, Technician, Skill Link, Pure Power, and can use Gigaton Hammer, Bullet Punch, and Gear Grind. So I thought, like, you know, Technician plus Gear Grind would be dope, as well as things like Pin Missile or Rock Blast. So that's why I did put that, as well as Skill Link. Pure Power was a madman's decision. Chaos. Chaos. As well as Gigaton Hammer. Gigaton Hammer did seem fun on that as well. And Bullet Punch didn't seem too threatening. Like, you do have higher attack stat by 4 points than Scizor. So Technician, this, Terra Steel can be very scary. Can definitely be very scary. But we'll see what it is. And then we have Zach here with the Rock Ogerpon. Very scary team. I believe this is a Mega Assistant. Cerule Edge, which can be very, very, very scary. You do have priority in the form of Grin. And I think this has priority, but not in the sense that you can hit a Ghost type. And you have Webs. Webs seems really good here. They can get rid of Webs with this. But just nerfing the speed to this, or even a +1 Dragon Dance into that, could be very, 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 very nice. Let's see. Does Zach pop anything? No. Hope you guys don't pop anything on the weekend as well. If it is a danger to your health, pop a bottle of water open. Because I need some right now. Glug with me. So as far as leads, this could have Taunt. This could have Spikes. T-Spikes looks really good into this team. No way to get off hazards. And Endless strikes me as the player to want to get off hazards, possibly. You have 3 hazard setter here. I don't know if this has rocks or not, but actually you have 4. This has T-Spikes as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe. You have Ice Beam. Grin's just really good. I could see this coming out to just attack it, as well as just attacking everything. Like, Araquanid does very good damage across the board to the team. That's not Dragalge. Even though with its base 70-something attack stat, not being water boosted into Bug, it's still very good. But this could be weakness policy. Bro knows game. Bro has the Necrozma. The Krozma, whatever. So Iron Thorns is the lead. It is shiny, so good stuff. All right, so Taunt on the Spooter. Can't Sticky Web. I really want to know what this ability is. So you proved me right. You do get the rocks. When did it make it so you could see Min Speed? Yeah, that is a new update. So Min Speed is there, as well as I think Neutral and stuff like that. So pretty interesting on you showdown. Dragalge. Bro knows game. Bro knows game. Dragalge. Great switching. Great Mon. Sets up the Toxic Spikes. Yep. So I love Metal. Meteor Mashes gets the boost in the Iron Treads, which hits off the Earthquake. In return, gets Earthquaked and gets downed. So very cheeky, because you brought it down to where it can get the Battle Bond, which I think is legal here. Let's see. Dark Pulse comes off. Do we see the Battle Bond? We do not. So this is Torrent. This is Torrent. This is Torrent. Because Protean would have made it Dark type. Battle Bond would have made it Ashka Ninja, or give it +1. You are Torrent. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, their Battle Bond didn't trigger. Unfortunate. I wonder why that is as well. Because I don't think this is no ability Grin, right? Let's see. Debug, Dark Pulse, move failed because it did nothing. Wait, what? It did nothing. Dark Pulse super effective. You died. Did nothing. What? But yeah, Endless is very much, very well aware of some things, it seems. Wrong ability. No, it's Battle Bond. I can screenshot it. It's Battle Bond. Why wouldn't it be? Yep, there's no reason it shouldn't be allowed, especially if it's on Greninja. Oh! Yo, okay. So Battle Bond is only available, I think, on a specific gender Greninja. Yo, okay. Let me find out I popped off. Because Dragalge has no gender. This has no gender. Okay, I cracked the code. It did nothing because you are genderless. So, one rule of thumb is Battle Bond can only be on a specific color Greninja. So, it can't be shiny. And it has to be male Greninja. So, if you see a female Greninja, it can never have Battle Bond. But these are not male nor female. Because custom games allow you to be genderless if need be. So interesting stuff. Hopefully you get this. There's a fact. I wonder if they came across that revelation as well. So Spooter goes down to the poison from Dragalge. Mommy's favorite comes in. Dual stab does. Yeah, custom game moment. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, very much so. Unfortunately, misses a scale shot, but guess doesn't need it. Oh, we have the Earth Eater on deck. Gear Grind is going to do about 50, especially with that. So I like how they built this. And what I like about the way I did some of these ultimates, it's like allowing that player to explore this mon and stuff like that. Like if you know me, yeah, I'm a very explorative type. Hey, look, this mon could do that. What if I gave you options though? Like shiny. Ooh. Dope shiny. Rate the shiny, bro. I like this shiny too. It's pretty cool. But I mean, I want to go on my way. Shout out to Allah. Alright, so weird Thor getting the kill on Garchomp. Yeah. Because people write that mon off too. I like using mons that people write off. So Poltergeist into its life orb, allowing Trick Room to go off. So that was very dope. You do have the Shadow Sneak there that does threaten. And you likely die to life orb depending on how much you take here. But do we see Meteor Beam? No, your life orb. So Shadow Sneak from that Prism Armor is going to allow it to survive. Otherwise, you died. So HP is gone from that life orb. But you bring in the Crabominable. So that is kind of amazing to get mega kills off. Like you do have the rocks there. Unless you have Spiky Shield. And are able to, you know, pop it twice. This thing's going to get both of the remaining kills. However, Ice Hammer does have 90 HP. I mean, 90 accuracy. But you could use something like Ice Punch and you have Iron Fist. So that is a thing as well. So Protect. Okay. They do reveal the Protect. That is interesting. So Ice Punch there. Crab does have enough bulk though. So if this did have the Spiky, that'd be amazing. But you do get the 2 kills off under Trick Room from Crabominable. Pretty dope stuff. So done, Daddy. Do I want to see anything here? I want to see if this is Leech Seed. It is Leech Seed. Okay, I called it. Trailblaze, Hornleech. Wait, I'm lying. It's Hornleech. Wait, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking of Verizon. Okay, Leaf Blade. Upper Hand. Upper Hand pretty smooth for Grin. Into the water. Or Shadow Sneak is also available on that thing. Endeavor, Liquidation, Absorb. Becomes good stuff. Alright, so that is the last of the games. I predicted wrong. Thorn sets. Bye, Smeargle. Bye. Show Team sets. Grim Reaper Zack. Yeah, love that thing putting in work. This thing really putting in work. The rocks, the gear grind, the taunt, Earth Eater, just being there. Amazing, right? If only. Alright, next division. Yo, so we got another game for the Stardust division here. I did go over this. I missed it. We have General Snorunt versus Muck here. So we do have battery overdrive for Muck side here. And they are able to terrestrialize electric one Pokemon off their roster. And it must be specified each week and granted access to Terra Blast, Bolt Strike, and Parabolic Charge. For every 5 kills you get, you may exchange it for an Uber or S Mega for 2 games, or for 1 banned Pokemon for the game. And the effect can be used twice per tour. Now, I had no hand in making this, so I'm excited to see how this plays off of the games coming up. So, as far as the teams here, they are pretty scary. Snorunt here has a pretty thick team. Amazing defense here, amazing attack, being in a glass cannon, amazing HP and attack, amazing stats here between the 2 and Excadrill. So as far as the lead, we can always expect Palafin to be a lead just to get into the hero form, because we can tell by the heart. It is that. Muck here does have the Mega Assistant, and we do have the Mega Scrafty here, along with Golden Go and a Pizzaharald. So I believe this is a copy card, the Ditto, but I am none the wiser. We do have Slowbro as well here. Slowbro looks pretty good as far as its dual stab goes, and its coverage. Like, you have body press for Weavile, and you are bulky enough to eat that. Clover could be a thing as well. You have Psychic for that, Ice Beam, even T-Bolt for likes of Palafin and Alamola, which means you don't get Surf for this. Did I say 4 moves? Dual Stab. I'm lying. Dual Stab. Yeah. Boom. Dual Stab. Dual Stab. Coverage. 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 Or coverage here. So yeah. Slowbro looks really good here. Not gonna lie, especially if you can heal off damage or just be at least faster than Hydrapple. Yeah, looks good. You have Skull Villain, which also looks pretty devastating as far as, I don't know, just being Skull Villain. Like, you eat 2 habaneros. I don't know. Mega Scrafty, like, he has a slower team, I believe. I know this is 88. But I believe this is, what, 85? So never mind. This is... It's funny to say, but Pizzaharald is your fastest Mon. So this could be very interesting. I could see maybe Scarf, but, like, this isn't the fastest team either. Like, Pizzaharald is your fastest. This is 87, I believe. I mean... bar Weavile, of course, and bar Palafin. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a pretty decent speed over here. So I could see the lead over here, of course, Palafin. If not Palafin, Alamola looks good into flip turn. We do have Cleavor here. Stone Axe is available. Have yet to see you use Stone Axe, though. Otherwise... Parting Shot looks pretty nice too. Pizzaharald definitely walls this pretty well. But this can be ran special. Not even gonna lie. Pizzaharald looks really good into this team here. Especially with Drill down. So let's go for it. Alright, so we see Protagonist in the Cleavor. Obvious leads. That makes it almost bleed. Moldbreaker in, and Stone Axe misses. Now, that would have been so cool to see that one interaction again. But this is Mega, so Satisfied is not going to hold a item, but switches out to Mega Scrafty, Mega Evolving, and you have Shed Skin. So, yeah, I do think it's something with the gender stuff. So that goes down. Mega Scrafty eats a big hit. Ice Beam on the Slowbro to Hell Hydra. Did call that, and I do like that it does have the Ice Beam for the extra oomph. The Frozen Solid does suck for them, but they thaw right out. and hit him with the Wave Crash, doing a good amount of damage, making me think it is definitely banded. But Psychic comes out and gets the KO. Love seeing Muck get smacked. Very rude. But we do see the smack back with the Pursuit off of Django. And Focus Blast on the Scarf Golden Go is going to bring it down to Sash. Knocks off its Choice Scarf. And Skullvillain is in. Reversal, very pop-off type beat. Knockoff's not going to do enough, but the crit makes me say, psych. And the foul play is going to make that go down. So, unfortunate, very quick game. This just came to clean up. Do love the very, very offensive Slowbro. I want to see what that Slowbro was. Unfortunate miss, because that definitely could have mattered for the likes of Django. Acid Spray, very, very ace-coded. Boom, boom, boom. Good as gold. Power Up Punch. T-Punch, Drain Punch, Knockoff. And counter. I believe they may have had a card used against them where it forces only attacks as well. But not significant enough to put out there. Yeah, Psychic Flamethrower, Ice Beam counter. Love that Slowbro set. Very dope. As well as this, just all out attacking. Am I curious to see anything here? I do love that this was a thing, right? Just want to confirm that it was Choice banded and called it. Yeah, that damage was doing dang damage. As well as Pursuit, Triple Axle, Malignant, boom, Shuka. Yeah, everybody was just straight all out attacking. Which is pretty good if it was a card, meaning you can't really heal, you can't really boost, you can't T-Wave and stuff like that. So an all-out battle smack fest. Okay, we have Austin versus Gun. All right, again, Mega here, and no Mega here. Very scary team, I think, from Austin, because you can very well sweep with a good amount of things, as well as just ignore sweeps. But I don't think anything here really kind of boosts here. You get up rocks, you get away rocks, you get up poison, you get up rocks, you do things with this. Whimsicott. So you have Sticky Web, you have Rapid Spin, you have Defog available on this. You have Defog available on this as well. Citrus, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so I think Sam is going to be the lead. This could very well be Scarf, but also Sash is just good to get off the hazards. Hazards into their team can be pretty decent. You can also start off with Cobalion, which is pretty decent into a lot of stuff here. Having access to Volt Switch, but you do have Lando and you'd have Lightning Rod there. Yeah, just very interested in seeing how this leads. One of these likely lead. Hydreigon can be Scarf. These things here. This wouldn't like rocks if it is Sash. So to prevent rocks, you do have Taunt on Cobalion, and you are basically faster. And you do threaten this, but if it's Sash, you cannot one-hit KO. So I think Cobalion here is the best bet, while they do try to prioritize getting up hazards. So Raichu comes out. I'm a liar. Cobalion comes out. I'm a truth teller. All right, so we do see the Surge Surfer Raichu Y. Yo, what's up? They said hi. I didn't get to watch this. I did pop in, but didn't get to. Okay, so Covert Cloak involved and shown. So they don't want to get flinched, but I did call the taunt, and I did call the Sash. We do see the Shell Smash, and are you... Okay, that'd be funny to see. So you see the Hitmontop here. You likely have Priority or Rocky Helmet. So Rocky Helmet, that means Oogway goes down. Pink is in and gets Toxic. Yawn is smart, getting a free attack off or switch. And the Sticky Web is up. So This could be a little bit to where Austin can get their bearings in. Unfortunately, it seems like their team is doing pretty well on the opposing side. You do have the yawn, and the U-turn here is going to bring it into Sam. So you get a free slack off from that yawn, but that toxic is going to be doing damage over time. Flip turn, very heavy on the pivoting here. Pivot, pivot, likely pivot, pivot. So yawn's there again. U-turn is going to be the move that pops once more. Into the Samurai. Do we see damage on you? We see Sands come out. No burn, unfortunate, and you're going to drop. Alright, so Hydreigon comes out here. The flip turn was very, could be telling. The Focus Blast does get a hit. So the Whimsicott does have the ×4 super effective move into Hydreigon. However, it's going to bait it knowing that and get the defog. Now this, if it's Prankster, would not have worked on Hydreigon, but it's like, why would you stay in? Basically, no, I'm threatening you. And you're likely choice locked. So Bug Buzz, a Volt Switch into the Tailwind. So very smart Tailwind there. That's gonna go down. Now that it's Tailwind, this makes me think this may not be Sash. And yeah, once again, like I said earlier, or not Sash, Scarf. But like I said earlier, Prankster, Dark types. Yeah, it's not a thing. Super effective damage on that's going to be enough to get it down to 2/3 of its health. And this is leading me to believe it is Citrus Berry. The switch, though, interesting. Citrus is going to pop there if you have the right HP value. Now, unfortunately, you see this little 2 there? That little 2? Yeah, that kind of messed you up. You got to make sure you're divisible by 4 and not just half, I think. So very unfortunate HP value there. But I mean, you're still faster. But Alluring Voice is going to make you just drop. So very well played by Gun. Gun just blasted into Austin's team. Am I curious about anything here? Just the Samurai. I want to see what the Samurai was. Baton Pass, yeah. Flip turn, yeah. U-turn, yeah. Lando, Volt Switch, U-turn, yeah. A whole bunch of pivoting. Lagging Tail, love seeing that. Landorus, Covered Cloak, very well built. Very well built. Mystic Water, nice. Alright, so next game here. So we have Ozzie versus SeneorChang. Love the charge bug. That thing is a bussing. It does have access to webs, which I believe it is brought for. You are pretty bulky, actually. Like it can definitely kind of wall the likes of this, or physical attackers. You don't have. Do you have Roost? No, I don't think so. Or even this, because you do have just the only battery ability, but your bulk is kind of decent. Very scary team here from Ozzie as well. Did I see this match? I think I did see this match. Like Victini has something to hit everything that's not Heatran. Like he had Glaciate or... Wait, no. This is just Deja Vu, week 1. Same thing. Yeah, interested to see how this lays out. I doubt this would start because you have the Victini there. But you do have rocks as well. So if you do see Victini come in, you do have Heatran that you can switch in as well. Or even Garchomp to switch in on U-turn possibly. So Charge Bug very well could start, as well as Scarf this. Shadow Ball is just very good into the team when this dies, you big juicy mug. Because this just is immune and resists because of thick fat, if thick fat. So I could definitely see a lead between this and this, or even Monkey Door. You have Parting Shot, you have some cheeky stuff. You could get the ball rolling very quickly with this. Like if this nasty plots, yeah, Psychic. Psychic hits everything. You have Focus Blast, which hits what it needs to super effectively. Yeah, very interesting. So we do see Lick's lead. Dugong's coming out here. We see the flip turn into the Rocky Helmet. And Garchomp comes in on the body press. Gonna do a little bit of damage with that rough skin, but get the SD off because Ice Fang is going to bring it very, very low into the next kill. Steelix down. Victini in. Victini down. So, that was a pretty good bluff. This does hit 102 as a base speed stat. Ozzie thinking that they would Mega right then and there. Now, you can hold on to your Mega. You don't have to Mega right then and there, too. Also, drafting Mega Garchomp, kind of crazy. But, I mean, if you can make it work, make it work. You do have Victini that could have been bluffing Scarf, but they were cool with just letting that go down. So, Focus Blast does come in. Gets the knockout. And knock off on the Iapapa Gluttony Snorlax. So you see Iapapa, you see Big Papa, it's Gluttony. Okidoki comes in here, recycle, cannot be used. So if you knock off an opposing mon's berry, they cannot recycle it. They can only recycle it if they have eaten it itself. So if you were to use something like corrosive, like, you can't recycle a corrosive, you can't recycle something that's knocked off. So free game. You have the taunt, you have the earthquake, likely body slam, facade. Drain punch is going to be doing a good amount, especially with that HP. You do eat a lot. Switching out the Monkey Dory into the Gunk Shot. Okay, that was a nice read for Togekiss. But Monkey Dory was a good mid-ground play. Kind of, unless there was a dark move coming in. But yeah, parting shot on the Charge Bug, pretty pointless. Doubt this does anything aside from discharge, toxic, T-Wave, right, status stuff. So you do have Future Sight doing a half amount. So I don't believe this is, I don't believe it is Violite. Parting shot on a mon that does have the Volt Switch is going to make it do very much less. It could have been done half. And then the Future Sight should take hit here after this triple axle. So we do see a very physical mon. Dugong not having the bet. Wow. Tell me every time you've seen this interaction. Future Sight, Toxic Chain. That is dope. That is so dope. I wonder if it happens outside of Monkey Dory just being there. Something to explore. But Dugong's on the timer. However, it may be faster. You do have Electrical Surge on this mon, right? So the reason that is maybe I'm blind and I didn't see something happening. Hold on. Really can't find out the reason why Gun has Electric Rain on that, but you know what? Effort. All right, Magnastorm gonna trap the Kiss and is gonna be fast enough to defog, even with the pair, because you did have the Roar there, so negative priority. Brings out that terrain for free. And seeing the Earthquake come in, Charge Bug comes in, able to live 2 more. And Arctozolt comes in on the Sticky Web, which is going to affect only Arctozolt if it happens to switch out. So Arctozolt does have the ability to hit this. But likely does want the boosted attack in order to kill stuff. I can see that happening. Unfortunately, you cannot heal here. So you're pretty much trapped. Magma Storm, yep. Do we see Taunt on you as well? No, we see Protect. Alright, so Taunt, Protect, classic set. You're out of there, and that's a bet that Togekiss is going to come in, likely to get a potential defog. Unfortunate. And Arctozolt's going to be the one to get up the Electric Surge. And stalling out the turn with the Protect. Unfortunately, that's going to die to the Magna Storm after a miss from the Hydro Pump. So, I do want to see Gun's team here. This Monkey Dory was added from a card called Hello Monkeys. Very very clutch set, I think. I just want to see Rising Voltage. All right, so we just see a Scarf as well too. So Scarf Protect, pretty interesting. Just a scout out. Like I do love seeing Choice Scarf in Protect when used correctly. Searing Shart. I hope nobody has a Searing Shart. Yo, butthole on fire. Likewise with the Searing Shot, Scorching Sands, Shadow Ball Glaciate. Hits pretty much all of the team there. So that's pretty nice, especially super effectively aside from Dugong. So Dugong probably wasn't even seen coming there, but very well done. On to the next one here in the Archfiend division. All right, so we got Xander versus Flames over here. Very bulky looking team, very solid, especially with Wish passing. You have some decent speed between Torn and Lottie. But just some heavy damage too. Like these can output some heavy damage. Not to be overlooked. Same here, having a very bulky team, minus Sharp. Like this thing, don't get it twisted. This thing comes off like frail, but no. Especially if you want that speed boost, you got some bulk involved. But you also have Wish here too. Among, yeah, some crazy stuff. As far as leads, I can only see Thunderous as a lead, maybe Taunt as well. Scarm can have lead potential as well. But Thunderous is not really afraid of anything aside from Ice Beam, from that, which you aren't unfortunately faster than in this instance. So I could see Scarf being a thing, maybe. And you have Mega Sharpedo here, which does have access to like some cheeky stuff. And another booster energy. Well, not another, but like I said. So you're boosting attack here on kill. You could boost your latent ability, whatever definition, stat. You can boost your speed here. No real phasing. I think this has Roar, maybe Whirlwind. But yeah, let's see how this plays out. Thunders get the lead there. Aggron goes on Volt Switch. That does a good amount of damage. You do have the worst, so phasing is available. Phasing with the Stealth Rock. And do you have Rest? Do we see Rest? Body Press. So unfortunately that can't heal, but you do have Wish. Defog on that, and that gets out of there, likely to a Ice Beam, but Flip Turn is there, making me think it might be a choice set as predicted. That does a good amount of damage. Very defensive, I think. I don't know. Really can't tell with the crit. Stomping Tantrum does a good amount. Flamethrower is going to bring it down to Tumori's Sash. I'm sorry, not Sash, but Sturdy. Getting up rocks themselves. So Thunderous comes in here. Lottie comes in there. We see the Volt Switch getting off a little chunk of damage. I don't think that's Specs. And Tumpedo comes out here. I love these names, Xander. So Florges does threaten that, but can also get off the Wish here. However, cannot get in this on top of that. But Balloon from Tunerona and gets off the rocks from Defog. Frisking the Air Balloon. We do see the boost in speed and the Shadow Sneak to pop such Air Balloon, because you do have this that can come in pretty well. So Fiery Dance is going to get 2 boosts off of the Dusclops, but you do have the Earthquake on Dusclops. Clean. I love that. Under the guise that, you know, Dusclops only uses one attacking move, it used 2 different ones. Earthquake never seen. I used to love using Dusknoir. Dusknoir, bro. People write that Pokemon off, but Dusknoir and Dusclops cannot be overlooked by their move pool. So Florges comes in again. Moonblast on the rest of the thing is unresisted. Doing half to Umbreon. Very good amount. And crit, just rubbing salt in the wound there. So like if it was to protect. Unfortunately, avoiding the attack. Body Press is going to take out Glass Tune there. Into Tundurus. Dark Pulse. So this keeps coming out into Thundurus pretty well. Being that Dark Pulse is its only real super effective move into it. Like, you do have to worry about this getting paralyzed. But I think we see either a Draco or Ice Beam come out here. So Draco there. And Draco there. You get the kill. You do get the kill. This thing does have an amazing special attack. Don't discount it. I used to use Volbeat and Toglow pass into Sharpedo with Hidden Power Electric, Ice Beam, and whatever move. So, dope stuff. Very well played by, oh my gosh, very well played by Flames. I want to see the last move on Aggron. So, Earthquake, of course. Bleak, bleak, bling, boom, boom. So, okay, was Scarf. Chesto Resto on that. Dope stuff. Want to see the item on Thundurus. Thundurus was Boots. Okay, so pretty nice. Pretty well done. Going on to the next one. All right. Here we have Knight F3OP versus Jay. So I was here for this match. I did spectate this match, certainly. And yeah, I pretty much called this whole team minus Ludicolo. Like even their card here. So they can bring any Iron Pokemon or future Paradox Pokemon. So that's Vastless. That is not Miraidon. And, you know, I felt like this was the best Mon into the team because you could just spam dark moves into the team that Knight has, or even fire or flying moves. Like Galarian Moltres, with the added benefit of having Earth Power in order to hit stuff on the ground. So this could be a weather battle, which, you know, Ludicolo loves dancing in the rain. You do have Torkoal over here in their draft team, but Torkoal's not brought. Gastro can be pretty decent as a wall, as well as wheezing into things like this. But another card was played where they cannot use Stealth Rocks as well as T-Wave. And they, in turn, couldn't use Dragon Dance on this, which I also called. Give me my respect. So as far as leads go, Drill could be nice. Drill can threaten most everything with Rock Slide and Earthquake. However, you do have Reuniclus here. Meteor Beam would be dope on this, especially for a lead Torkoal, but also Dark type damage into that. So I could see the lead being Iron Jugs. T-Spikes as well is kind of nice, minus Victory Bell being there. Or even Spikes in general. Stealth Rock is not the option, so like you're kind of forced into having Spikes with Gastro. So Gastro lead, Lily lead. So maybe that was a double? Okay, so they switched out there. Yeah, so they said, what is this RU team? Bro, what you mean? RU teams are goated. RU Mons are goated. Forget Tillers. And I can't spell. I can't speak either. But yeah, I haven't been sleeping. I'm here for you guys though. Goated emojis. All right, so we get the exchange of hazards. Rocks go up, T-Spikes go up, Spikes go up. All that joint, you know. So 3 turns of just, hey, no you. And we get the double switch here. Now, Moltres could have access to Defog. Good move having Wild Charge on that. You do have Toxic for the good boy. And Rune does take damage and can be very much immune to a lot of types of damage based on its typing. It's really good typing, in my opinion. So trick there, getting the Black Sludge off of Weezing, but also putting it on Rune means it's on a timer, but you're also just sacking yourself with Memento. Having lagging tail as well. So the neutralizing gas goes away. Extra sensory was smart for the Weezing. So Wild Charge is going to take that down, but as well as taking it down itself with the toxic and recoil damage. Now, it's likely Victory Bell comes in here, and they're both grounded, so both toxic spikes do just get sopped up. And you have Swords Dance on Mega Victory Bell as well as Flamethrower on Weezing. So Strength Sap is going to give you a good amount of HP, it seems. The Haze is going to give you no boost. So unfortunate. Now Psychic move could come out here. Yep, there goes Psychic. Now this could have gotten set up on very well. Again, remember what I told you earlier? If not, let me break it down to you again. So we see Protosynthesis or Booster Energy go off, but boosting the Spidef. Now this thing does have insane special defense as well as insane speed. Based on this team, I can imagine it was speed boosting, right? Because that's what would probably go off if you're a sweeping set. Like you do dang damage. This is Mega Drill, by the way. So the unfortunate thing here is that, you know, leaving, you don't get a speed boost anymore. So you're staying in. But if you were speed boosting nature, the reason why it didn't boost your speed is because after the boost here, that's your highest stat. So it's going to boost your highest stat. And of course, Mold Breaker Drill is going to Mega get a kill with the Iron Head. He pierces, he drills. Mega Victory Bell is going to go down there as well, but not without innards out. I love that. And Lilligant comes in here. Being naturally faster, having access to Triple Axle or Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade here, and another Leaf Blade. Unfortunate Hurricane miss. So this is giving that it is choice locked here, which possibly, like, switching in this, you're not faster. You can't Dragon Dance. You do have Skull Shot. This might have what I called Earth Power or even Meteor Beam to one-hit KO that. If you were to switch and just as also Ice, don't want damage, Leaf Blade. Well, unfortunate for them, but this is very fortunate for Knight here, because this Leaf Blade did 3-hit KO, and that surprise face was likely there because yeah, who would have thought? So Fake Out comes out here, likely fearing an Ice Beam. Rain leaves. Gastro comes in for the Flare Blitz, taking a lot of damage, missing a Scale Shot. Unfortunate for them, because at this moment, being that it killed, you don't outspeed Ludicolo, I believe, being on Swift Swim. So we did see leftovers. You can likely kill with a boosted, since it isn't Life Orb, and you can also kill with the Ice Beam on switching as well. So this game is pretty much in the bag for Jay. However, I'm here. I know what happens. You outspeed, you don't kill, and we find out why this is. We see Toxic. We see Rain Dish. This is a Rain Dish Ludicolo. Oh no, Rain Dish Ludicolo. And to everybody's surprise, they react. Now, you do get off some good chip, and you do get off some good chip health. They get the double protect, bring this down without rain as well. Like, Oh, that was so interesting to see. So everybody expected that thing to be swim, but Drill here does not outspeed in any instance, and the CC is in. But yeah, I was thinking maybe it was lead seed, but I forgot about the what you call it. So uh we pretty much seen everything that this needs to be. Last move on this was Rain Dance, if I do believe. Let's see. Power Herb, I did call that. Read the heck out of you. Okay, Rock Slide, good call. Good call. Rain Dish, Fake Out, Rain Dance, Protect, yeah. And then from Knight's team here, based on Rune was lag. Boom. So, yeah. So with this thing would have boosted in its speed. Having something for everything here too, as well. Lilligant was Choice Scarf, Healing Wish, pretty dope consideration, as well as Exsensory for the wheezing. All right, so we have one more game here. So we have Rain, aka Raijin, versus Muck here. Am I lying? Is this Muck? Yeah, this is Muck. All right, so pretty scary team that could be here, right? This thing is fast. So we have Mega Pyroar, which is base 126, if I'm not incorrect, 127 maybe. I don't know. Hits 380 6 speed. So you're faster than the likes of Darkrai, naturally. But you do have webs. You do have defog. You do have rapid spin. You have rapid spin here. If spikes go up, rocks can go up as well. We have Terapagos, which this dude had Ditto. Like, if you are any of these mons, right, and if you're boosting, sweeping, Ditto is the last thing you want to see. Oh, yeah, speaking of Raichu, I mean, last thing we want to see is, we can't even see it, Raichu X. Now, the reason they are Mega Evolved prior to Mega Evolving in battle is because if this Mega Evolves with the stone as regular Raichu, for whatever reason, it says Surge Surfer. This should have Levitate. And this should have Drought. So, we'll see in battle what happens here. Like, it says Power Mega, but it has the 3 abilities it can have. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. So playing out, I wonder if it's due to, you know what? What if it's due to not having a gender? Because this thing is always going to be gendered female because Ogerpon is female only. That could be very much a thing. You know what? I'm going to test that out. Either way, we see Mega Pyroar as a lead, right? We all see that. Like, I could see Spooter over here as a lead as well, but yeah, Water Bubbles, 3 abilities in 1, 4 abilities or whatever. Ah, you be quiet. But we do see the Klefki come out, Thunder Waving straight off, allowing the Reflect to go up. But it is a special Araquanid, so doing half to that Klefki is amazing. Unfortunate para. We do get the webs up on that team. Knockoff is going to come up to Dracovish, but leftovers. Whirlpool. Water Absorb. Yes, this is a trapping set. Aloe is a fat mug. We see the Super Fang. We don't seem to see Wish here. So it's just going to be able to spam attacks here. Unfortunate for them. They are going to go down. Big Fish. No Wish. Get dropped. So this can also trap, and you might get the fish on fish violence. Fish on fish. The Gleam does do a good amount. The T-Wave goes out first, so you are going to nerf the damage to Fish's Rend, but that Whirlpool is going to bring it down. And then, unfortunately, it can't move. So it had a move that was faster than Klefki's. Either way, it's going to go down. Vish gets 2 kills off of the Whirlpool. Rapid Spin is going to keep it alive enough to take off those screens, but as well as take a little chip damage. And yeah, so I think the best move there was also Super Fang, because reasons, you don't care about screens. But just to give knowledge as well to what you're working with. So that could be nice. The citrus did pop. Mystic Water did drop. Surf would have popped that thing too. And it does now. But yeah, this likely could have killed with the Mystic Water and Sun, possibly. And Darkrai does have the access to Sandstream. I can't tell you why. Just because. So Dark Pulse into the Ice Beam is going to knock out Venusaur, especially with the Sand Chip. Mega Priority comes in and is faster naturally once again. Mega Raichu's coming in here to go down, get sacked. And Darkrai is back in, setting up the sand, allowing for a less boosted Flamethrower. Now, it is unfortunate you do get the burn, but you do have the leftovers, and you have the sand in your eye. But that shouldn't have mattered at all. The Sand Chip is doing mad work. And this is likely the Sand Rush Drill. You are going to get a kill because you are faster. And then, unless this has living capabilities, oh, unfortunately not. Now, if they rapid spin there, they lived, but I know why they didn't rapid spin, because it doesn't exist. Terra Starstorm going to be the guaranteed KO for that. So, very well done. And yeah, they lost, but they can evolve into a Mega. So basically how this goes is a certain number of kills, I think, allows you to go into another Mega Pokemon that is tiered. And we'll see what Mega Pokemon that is next week. Very great games between both divisions. Some fun stuff. Let me know what Ultimate you thought was dope. Like, what would you do with the Ultimate, given knowledge of the card? Is anything busted? Please tell me if anything's busted. It's not my fault. Blame Danny. Keep playing. Have fun. See you in the next one. Peace.